What is up, my sweet and spicy, sexy ass people? Today we're back with another tier list. If you can't tell from the tier names and the pictures down below, we're doing a villain tier list. I thought about maybe doing like villains from all types of animation, but I figure we might could save that for like another video. This time we're just gonna be doing anime villains. Not every anime villain I know of or would like to judge is here. But this is a good starting point, you know, good just like general view of tier list, and I think I know almost all of these characters looking at it. There's a couple I don't know personally, but I have heard of. Is that Mewtwo? This is a wild fucking tier list. All right, let's just fucking hop into it. All right, so first off, wow, we're starting with a guy I don't know. Who the fuck is this? Red Eye, you know what? Don't know. Don't know who this. We're gonna throw that here. So let's actually talk about Light for a second. Light Yagami, bro. This man was the main character of his manga and was also the most villainous motherfucker ever in his own manga, right? Serial murderer via the Death Note, of course, but super smart, super ingenious. For his smarts alone, I almost want to throw him into super good villain tier, which, by the way, the tiers, if you don't notice, they go S, A, B, C, D. But I decided to add words after each of them because I was in a gaming mood. I liked it. But yeah, so Light's cool. I like him a lot. He's very smart. He wins. Literally, he wins. There's a time skip, and after the time skip, he wins as soon as L dies, and then after the time skip, it shows like how he's controlling the world. Like he's kind of goated with the sauce, this Light figure. But I don't know, man. He really starts losing his handle on everything towards the end of the manga, which if he hadn't, it would have been, I think, a worse story for it. But he really starts losing a handle on everything, and then he kind of goes out like a bitch. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think we'll throw him in decent. Again, if it had ended, if the story of Death Note had ended with L's death, not only would that manga have been better, but L's, I think, Light's character arc would have just been absurd. It would have been wild, but it would have been so good. He would have gone on to one of the best villains in history, bro. That's crazy. Team Rocket, dog. Sheesh. I love them. They're hilarious. They're funny. But I also know they're kind of good guys in some parts of the show. And if we're judging them based on just their villainous deeds, here's the thing, right? We see there's like a flashback episode, I think, in Johto, where we see that Jesse and James are actually incredibly competent villains. Like super, super skilled, super good. But they can't get Ash or his Pikachu. Ever. And that's really the only thing we see them try, besides that one flashback episode. I haven't seen all of Pokemon, obviously. I can only judge it by what I have seen, but I have seen like 10 years worth of stuff. Love them. Again, this is not me. I guess I should kind of define that actually. Are we judging them by how much I like them or how good they are as a villain? I think we'll pick and choose. I think we'll just pick and choose. And I do love Team Rocket, but they suck at their jobs, and they're also kind of good guys, so we'll throw them in crappy. Shao Tucker. So this is going to be the opposite of Team Rocket. I hate this man. This man deserves to be like burning in the 9th circle of hell. He is awful, and I hate him. But damn, does he make for a good villain. He makes, cause I don't hate anybody on this list, I think, as much as I hate this guy. This guy fucking sucks. We're gonna throw him in crappy too, for the exact opposite reasons of Jesse and James. We're gonna keep him at the bottom of crappy, I think. But he sucks, bro. He killed his kid and his dog, and he fused them both together, and it was, oh my god, what a piece of shit rat bastard, dude. What a crap person. I hate him. Alright, next up. Let's talk about Envy for a spell. So I really like Envy's character arc in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just because, like, as the sin that represents Envy, the thing she is maybe most envious of is like other people's humanity, right? And I think we see that in like the final moments of her arc. They transform. So I guess I'll go with them, so I don't really know what their gender is. But yeah, and Envy's really cool. They come off as incredibly villainous, which is great. They also kind of get humorized at the end, which I like. I don't think they're the best in FMAB. Man, I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna put Envy. I'm gonna be real. Envy is okay. Let me say this. I don't think they're a super good villain, but I also don't think they're a bitch tier villain because they put in the work. They had a lot of really good fights. They killed Maze Hughes. I almost forgot about that. And I love Hughes. Hughes is like my boy, dude. I would ride or die for Hughes. He's kind of goated with the sauce. But I still like Envy. That's the thing, right? They killed my favorite character, and I still like him. Like that just goes to show how good the writing for Envy was. I mean, they gotta be indecent at minimum. We might change it. I don't think they'll be super good. Excuse me. Meruem. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I don't know who's gonna be. I see maybe one, maybe two characters that might top Meruem on this list. But Meruem he is him, bro. He is that guy, dog. Like again, he's a Hunter x Hunter villain, right? So when I say peak villainy, I see three guys that might top him. When I say peak villainy, this is who I'm talking about, right? Like when I imagine like a perfect villain, I imagine Meruem, right? Because Meruem had everything going for him. He was the strongest of his kind. His kind were stronger than humans. He was eating humans. He was mercilessly killing humans. And he started playing games with humans, like literal actual games to make his mind better. And whenever a human would lose to him, they would like beg for life and be like, all right, I'll give you another chance, beat me, and then you can. And they would still lose, and then to kill him. And then he meets, I forget homegirl's name. Oh, I'm feeling so bad. I forget her name. Snobby girl. Blind girl. Unagi? No, that's what you call eel. What's her? He meets a girl who he cannot beat at a game. And she is like not unruly, but like his servants like fucking hate her. And she's basically an overgrown child, but when it comes to the gaming, she's built different, dude. Meruem does not beat her once, and they play like time again, bro. Like they play so often against each other. Because Meruem's whole thing is that he's incredibly prideful, right? At least that's how he starts. And he really wants to prove to this girl that he's better than her. He wants to prove to the whole human race that he's better than all of them, right? And then this girl, he can't best, he cannot defeat. And then throughout their like repetitive games that they play with each other, he kind of gets to know this girl, and he almost begins to develop like human-like feelings for her, and develops like a sense of caring for her. At one point, he rips off his own arm because he mistook something she did, I believe, and that was insane to me. That was fucking bananas. But like that's how seriously he cares for her, and how seriously he takes like this whole honor thing, right? And then as the arc develops, like the humans basically, right? Netero and the Hunter Association, they kind of lay siege to his castle, right? And he gets blown, or rather, instead of getting blown away, his castle is like really fucked up, and the girl he cares for is kind of dying because the humans attacked the castle trying to get him, right? And as Netero and Zoldyck, I think, maybe Zoldyck is there, maybe not. I think Zoldyk's there for a little bit because he's the one who like did the dragon right on the castle. And then he leaves. But Netero shows up. He's like, hey, I'm here to kill you. And then Meruem goes, I get that. Can you wait for a little bit so I can make sure homegirl is okay? And like even there, you see Netero like kind of contemplating, like not waiting because he's not gonna wait, but he's contemplating like, how did this monster, because that's what he is, right? He killed and he ate people to gain his strength. How did this monster become so human? And they kind of have a little argument, right? And then Meruem goes, fine, if you really want to fight me, I'll fight you. But not here. I don't want her getting hurt. Let's go over to that wasteland over there. And Netero's like, fucking bet, I'll run the ones with you wherever you want, homeboy. And then they go and they start fighting. At first, though, Meruem refuses to fight, right? Meruem does not touch Netero at all. And Netero's like, boy, you fight me. Fight me. And it's so good. Because, like, here, even though it's Netero, who's, like, this awesome hero that we've been, not following, but we've heard so much about and we've seen a little bit of, and he's fighting against, not even fighting, but, like, confronting this monster, the one who really feels more like a monster in this moment is Netero, right? Because he's the one who's forcing this guy who doesn't want to fight. Meruem even goes, we can talk this out. Let's have a conversation. And that's the reason I love him so much, because his whole arc is starting at evil monster who wants to control everything and kill all humans, to becoming more human, and that human is then being undermined by the very humans he's becoming more like. And then it calls me a question, who's the real monster, dude? And it's, oh my god, Togashi's writing is so good, bro. I'm losing my mind. It's phenomenal. And the only reason Meruem gets up and agrees to fight Netero is because Netero says, I know your name, and I'm not going to tell you shit about what it is until you agree to fight me. It is insane, dude. It is bananas. It is beautiful. It is everything, man. And he's such a good villain, because even throughout all of this, right? After Netero realizes he's going to lose, and he's programmed it so that if he dies, a bomb, I think that's either equivalent or stronger than an atom bomb, goes off. And Meruem takes the full force of that. And Meruem's like on the brink of death, and his servants find him and like kind of save him. And then he finds his lady friend again, and he tells his lady friend like, evidently he got like radiation poisoning from the bomb, right? So he's gonna be dead in a few hours, even after his servants revive him. So he tells his lady friend, he's like, listen, you shouldn't hang around me anymore. I'm gonna be dead in a few hours. And if you hang around with me, you will also die. And then she just goes, okay. You wanna play another round of this game? And the scene where he dies, it's heartbreaking almost, bro. But it's so poignant, it's so peaceful. She goes first, and then Meruem goes, and it fades to black like halfway through the scene while they're playing the game, and they're just talking. And then all you see are the bubbles, and it's just, oh my god. I don't think there's a more excellently written villain on this than Meruem. I don't. Genuinely, I don't. He's just so... Maybe. We'll have to talk about the other villains here in a little bit, but there's... Man, it's so good. It's so good. Alright, next up, Cell. Cell is interesting. I love the Cell arc in Dragon Ball. I think it's my favorite arc of all time in Dragon Ball. And that's more so because of the way Gohan is kind of written against Cell, and Gohan's transformation is so poignant and beautiful, and like the characterization of all the characters is great. And Cell is fascinating. We are talking about Perfect Cell, and I think it's important to make the distinction, because even though all three Cells are kind of the same character, they all act so differently from each other. Like, Imperfect Cell is going around trying to collect biomass looking for the androids, right? Semi-Perfect Cell, once he gets the androids, gets one of them anyway, he becomes like a deranged lunatic trying to find the other one. Because like now he's gotten close to perfection, he's gotten a taste of it, and he wants more, right? But Perfect Cell, he's kind of... He's complete, right? He doesn't really know what to do with himself, so he holds a tournament. And then he gets bodied by a 12-year-old, and he decides to blow up the planet, but he blows up the wrong planet. And then he comes back because he's kind of... he's got a nucleus, and he's got Piccolo cells, and I guess that's how that works. And he comes back with a, what's its face? The boost that Saiyans get. How am I forgetting this? This is a little embarrassing. But he comes back stronger, but he still gets bodied by the same 12-year-old. I don't know, man. I don't know. I love the Cell arc. And if we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Cell is a huge reason why that arc works, but we're not, right? We're talking about OG Dragon Ball. And I think in OG Dragon Ball, even though Cell is sinister and he's very cool and he's very calm when he's in this perfect form until the very end, I don't know, man. There's just kind of something missing. He's fine. I like him a lot. He's definitely not a bitch tier villain. I'll put him in decent. I'll put him below light. I like him a lot, don't get me wrong, but the reason I love his arc so much is less because of him, more around the characters that are supporting that arc, right? This guy from My Hero, the Mafia dude. He's he's cool, I guess. He's fine. He kidnapped Eri. Actually, I don't like him. He kidnapped Eri. He betrayed his mafia boss who adopted him and tried to make him better. And he was like, he said he was doing it for the sake of the mafia, but really he was being a selfish prick. He gets bodied by Deku. He gets bodied by Deku before Deku even has mastery of All for One, bro. Or One for All. We'll put him in bitch tier. Not a lot to say about him. I don't really remember his arc, and that kind of goes to show that he's not like the greatest. Don Quixote do Flamingo. Is our other guy on here? He is. Wow, they put Quixote. They put Doflamingo, but they didn't put Crocodile. Okay, so it's gonna be. We'll talk about Doflamingo in the context of talking about Crocodile, simply because what Oda did here was Doflamingo is Crocodile but realized, right? So in Alabasta, Crocodile wants to take over Alabasta so he can like exploit the people who live there and get like an ancient weapon, right? Doflamingo, we find Doflamingo in his arc having already taken over an island, right? And the people there love him because of the way he took over the island, right? He made himself to be the hero, but obviously he was not the hero. He deposed the previous king, and by also making the previous king kill a bunch of people because he had his like string fruit allows him to control people sometimes, and it's crazy. And oh man, this might be a hot take. Doflamingo might objectively be the best villain we've had so far in One Piece. Actually, I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's a pretty standard take. He's not my favorite. My favorite is still Crocodile, but I do love Doflamingo. And the scenes where he's like doing his thing, bro. The scene where he's like, he confronts Law and he like shoots Law and this is maybe the cruelest motherfucker we have here. He found Ace's devil fruit and threw it in a coliseum just to lure Luffy there so he could trap Luffy and keep him there the entire time. Like, that shit's bananas, right? When it was revealed that he had actually deposed the previous king and he was the one who caused the previous king to like kill off his people, the people turned against him. What's he do? He creates a cage that is slowly shrinking down to a single point, and anything that's caught in that cage will get cut. Right? He's like, fuck this shit. I'm done with this country. Time for everyone to die. Like, it is bananas, right? And his final fight against Luffy is so good. He's such a good villain. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm so exhausted after talking about Meruem that I don't know if I have the energy to talk about Doflamingo right now. So the reason I think Doflamingo is the best villain we've had so far is because, unlike a lot of the other villains in One Piece, we find him after he's succeeded, right? Like, for example, Crocodile, we find him before his plan has gone through. And now we find him before his plan has gone through. CP9, we find them before their plan to take Robin has gone through, right? Doflamingo is the first one who we don't see have a plan that he's like trying to enact to gain power, because he has power. He has supreme power here. He's a beloved king here, right? And he's so powerful because he used to be a celestial dragon that he tells the newspapers, because Law had demanded that he give up his position as a warlord just so that Caesar could, to like free Caesar, right? And he's so powerful as a half celestial dragon and warlord that he gets the newspapers to print that he's given up his warlord seat even though he actually hasn't. And then when Law shows up to confront him, the Navy shows up with Doflamingo. And then there's like a crazy three-way scene between like Dofi, Fujitora, and Law, and it's awesome. It's so good. And then after that, we see that Doflamingo's captured Law and like shoots Law's body in front of Luffy while Luffy's trapped behind in the Coliseum, and that was crazy. He cut off Kairos's leg. And this man is so Machiavellian that he constantly has a string clone that he's kind of puppeting while he's in the castle, just in case some fucked up shit happens and he gets got, right? And we see that happen. Kairos cuts him in half and everyone's like, oh, arc over, great, we won. And it turns out, no, it's a fucking string clone. So I love Doflamingo because he's so unapologetically villainous. He's so smart. He's such a great manipulator. And he's constantly just like almost one-upping himself in like terms of the villainous shit he's doing. He enslaves, bro. He turns people into toys, and when they turn into toys, their families forget about them, and he forces them into contracts. Let's say they can't tell their families who they are, and they're doing slave labor for him for like 20 years, bro. Like it's, oh my god, man's is crazy. Dofi's awesome. Dofi's awesome. I'm talking about him as passionately as I was Meruem, because I'm just like, I feel like I used all my passion for the video on Meruem because Meruem is so great. But he's definitely a super good villain. There's no way he's not. Right? He belongs up here next to Meruem. I don't think he's better than Meruem. Again, I don't see many villains on here that can even compete with Meruem, but he's goated. Frieza! Frieza, if you're American, or if you've seen DBZ. DBZ A. Frieza, I mean, listen. He calls Saiyans monkeys. For that alone, he should be up here. He is a villainous motherfucker, bro. He's a literal tyrant who kills planets, and if he doesn't kill blow up the planets, if he doesn't blow them up, he conquers them, right? Rules them with an iron fist, tortures his workers into working for him. I don't think he gives them a fair pay. Excuse me. He's just he is just the villain, right? Like that is literally all. Like Doflamingo has some like character complexities to him, right? He's still incredibly villainous, but like there's an explanation behind that. Meruem obviously incredibly complicated. Frieza's not complicated. He's just an evil guy who wants to do evil things because he's evil. And by God, does it work, bro. I love Frieza so much. I think Frieza's for sure a better written character than Cell. He is so evil purely for the sake of being evil. And it's so much fun to watch. Whenever Frieza's on screen, I'm entertained. Like, it's great. So for that, we're going to put him in super good villain. Because whenever he's on screen, I'm having fun, right? I don't know who this next guy is. Is it Dabi? It kind of looks like Dabi from My Hero. We'll assume it's Dabi until somebody tells me otherwise. This is Dabi. I think Dabi is good. I like Dabi a lot. Do I like him less than Cell? I think I like MHA less than Dragon Ball. But I think I like Dabi a little bit more than Cell. And the reason I like him a little bit more than Cell is just because like the close personal connection he has to both Endeavor and Todoroki, right? The fact that he was Todoroki's brother is, I think, a twist a lot of us saw coming, but I think it's still a very good twist. It's like it drives the knife deeper into the wound, right? So I really like that a lot. And he's an evil motherfucker who hates his dad because his dad, abused the fuck out of him, which fair. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Is this Eren Yeager? This might upset some of y'all. I've never seen Attack on Titan. I've read the first 8 chapters, and that was it. So, we'll put this in don't know who this. That's not to say I don't know why Eren Yeager's on here. My friends have spoiled the entirety of Attack on Titan for me, so I do know kind of what happens. But I'm not gonna judge it until I've seen the actual anime, because when I heard about what happened, I'm like, wow, that's stupid. Dio! If y'all have seen my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tier list, y'all already know where this man's is going. Above Frieza. Above Frieza, under Dofi. I love Dio. I love him so much. Similar to Frieza, I'm always entertained when he's on screen. Unlike Frieza, he's very Machiavellian in that he set up things that didn't have payoffs for like multiple parts, right? And he's the root cause of all the issues in the JoJo Bizarre Adventure universe, I would say. Save for exactly the events in part 2. So he's great. He's awesome. I love him. If you want to know more about him and my thoughts on him, go check out the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tier list. Crollo. Fuck, man. Okay, let's talk about Crollo for a second. Maybe I should have done a Hunter x Hunter arc tier list. Well, we might do that next. Crollo is... Fuck, dude. When we talk about swagger, this is what we talk about, right? We're talking about Crollo when we talk about swag the fuck out villains. This man is a menace, bro. And even now, I still don't really know what his goals are. I think he really just wants to see people hurt, except for, the spiders. And he really just wants to steal a bunch of shit. And that sounds like a very basic motivation. And I think that's what kind of makes Hunter x Hunter so good. Is that the motivations for a lot of the characters are very base, but the complexities, the details of the characters is what makes them so complex, right? Like, he was raised in a trash village, and that's where he and all the spiders were raised, right? And they kind of banded together to escape the trash village, just so they could wreak havoc on the world that threw them away. And like, that's so poignant, and it's so poetic in a way, and I really like it. As the leader of the spiders, he's by far the most important part of the spiders, right? He's the mastermind behind all the stuff they do, and York knew. Greed Island, not so much. The spiders were kind of acting independently, trying to find a person to fix Crollo. He's great, man. He's awesome. And now, the Dark Continent stuff that I've seen with him is phenomenal, bro. It's peak. It's so good. It's so fucking good, bro. I like him a lot. He's awesome. He's always fun to have on screen. His fight against Hisoka was amazing. I mean, yeah, Crollo's my guy, bro. I definitely like him more than Frieza. Do I like him more than Dio? I know I don't like him more than Dofi, even though he's more swagged out than Dofi is, which is crazy because Dofi's got the flamingo vibes. Do I like him more than Dio or less than Dio? We'll put him at less. He's definitely an S tier villain. He's great. He's a genius, as are like half the villains in Hunter x Hunter. He's so fucking smart. He's awesome, bro. He's so clean. So yeah, we'll put him in S tier. Shigaraki. He's This might upset a lot of y'all. I'm not gonna lie, this might upset a lot of y'all. I almost want to put him in bitch tier. Reason being is he's an overgrown baby, right? He's basically throwing a tantrum the entire time during MHA. It's just, I had such high hopes for the character, and in terms of powers, it delivered. But in terms of like actual character growth or like character motivation or anything like that, it was bleh. It was fine. Garo from One Punch Man. So I haven't seen the anime for One Punch Man, but I have read all of what's out for the manga right now, and it is good. And Garo's just track is so excellent. I'm putting him at the top of a decent villain for now. I almost want to put him at the bottom of S tier. But our S tier is looking kind of bloated right now, so we gotta start filling the rest of these out. But Garo's insane, dog. Garo is so fucking clean. Just the way he's very much like Saitama in that Saitama is kind of like the pinnacle of what he's trying to get to, right? Saitama, let's put it this way. Saitama is Superman, but Garo is Goku. So the difference between those two is that Superman is like, every time you read a Superman story, you watch a Superman story, he's at his peak, right? He's always like the strongest motherfucker anywhere, right? Goku, even though he feels like the strongest a lot of the time, is often overpowered. But every time he gets down, he gets back up and he's stronger. And it happens a lot to Goku, and it happens a lot to Garo. So Garo slowly begins like catching up to Saitama in terms of strength. He never fully catches up. I think he ends like right here. But Mans is strong, bro. And it's because he's constantly throwing himself into like life and death combat situations, right? So like he's just getting the experience from it. I love Garo. He's awesome. He hunts down heroes because he wants to like prove he's better than all of them, and he wants to prove that he's stronger. He's great, man. His motivation's a little lackluster, I think. That's kind of the reason why he's in a decent villain versus a super good villain, which is a little hypocritical because Frieza has zero motivation outside of evil. But Frieza's just a different breed, bro. Frieza's racist, dude. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't love that he's racist, but like that makes him a damn good villain. Hisoka. I'm really simping for Hunter x Hunter here, but I mean y'all gotta know. Frieza will likely, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, Frieza will likely be at the bottom of S tier just cause I love him and that's the reason he's in S tier, but like I understand that there's not a ton going on with Frieza's character, so. But Hisoka, on the other hand, is man, he's almost an anti-hero as opposed to a villain. But Mans is creepy. He is chaotic, but I love him because like a lot of my favorite characters throughout the history of shonen, he is fight sexual. And what I mean by that is that he gets turned on by fighting. I think with Hisoka, it's a little bit more explicit, like sexual energy that he gets from fighting. But like Goku, I would define as fight sexual, right? Cell, I would define as fight sexual. People who live only to fight. People who their favorite thing to do at any given point is fighting, right? That's what Hisoka is. That's why I like Hisoka so much. And it's also why it's very easy to find like motivation in what Hisoka's doing, right? Like, so right now Hisoka's hunting down the other spiders after he lost to Chrollo, simply because he wants to get a rise out of Chrollo so he can fight Chrollo again. And Chrollo is hunting Hisoka down while simultaneously trying to steal some treasure on the Dark Continent, or on the boat to the Dark Continent. Like, it's very cool stuff going on with these two. Do I like him more than Chrollo? Low-key, I think I do. I think I'm actually gonna put Dio underneath Chrollo as well. I think this makes more sense. Good job, Dophion, being the only non-Hunter character in the top 3 for my villains. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on Hisoka. He's creepy. He's excellent. He's chaotic. He's so much fun to watch. He's great. He's a phenomenal villain. I love Hisoka. Next up, this guy. He was a good villain. I'll say that up front. He was a great villain. I loved Stain. Stain is this guy's name. Love him a lot. He's maybe my favorite villain in My Hero Academia besides All for One. We're gonna go and throw him at a decent villain. He's phenomenal. He is so well written because he's really, even though he's a villain by virtue of killing heroes he think don't deserve the title of hero because they don't live up to the kind of example All Might has set, right? So it's crazy. He hates other villains, but he's bananas. He's apeshit. I'm not gonna talk too much about him. He's fine. This one's gonna be hard. Führer Bradley. Is Führer Bradley on here twice? He is. Why the fuck is he on here twice? All right. Well, we're gonna put. I didn't realize this was Führer Bradley. I only realized after I saw he had 2 swords and he kind of has an eye patch and he's got like the Führer Bradley look. We'll put this one at the bottom because this one is much more clearly Führer Bradley. I'm gonna throw him an S. Man, I hate to do this. I do love Frieza. I'm gonna throw Frieza at the top of A and I'm gonna throw Dio. I'm gonna leave Dio in S tier. There's no way in hell Dio's not in S tier. I'm gonna throw Frieza in the top of A just because like we should never have more S tier than we have A tier, I think, and also because like as much as I love Frieza, after talking about these other characters, Frieza does not compare to them. But yeah, Führer Bradley is an easy S tier for me. He's made out to be like the goodest of the good guys, until the heel turn where it turns out he's a homunculus. He's actually been evil this whole fucking time. Like it's so good, and he's so I think that's the reason I like him much. Is he is menacing, bro. Whenever Führer Bradley was on the screen during FMAB, I was afraid for the heroes. I was like, holy shit. Well, not the heroes necessarily. I was afraid for whoever they were fighting against. It was crazy good. It was peak. Führer Bradley is a peak villain. Do I think he's better than Chrollo? Oh man, my mind and heart, I think, are both leaning no. No, that's the thing. I don't love Chrollo the way I love Bradley. But I recognize that Chrollo is just such a well-written villain. As are most of the villains in Hunter x Hunter. Are there any more Hunter x Hunter villains here? No. Honestly, thank God. I don't know if I can handle it. Are there also 2 Madara? No, there's not. I'm tripping. Okay. But yeah, we'll keep him here for now. I love Führer Bradley. He is menacing. He is terrifying. He has an aura of just power and authority to him, bro. He's great. So yeah, we fuck heavy with the Führer. Next up, Majin Buu. Buu is, man, I don't know if this will upset some of y'all. I think Boo's kind of a bitch tier villain. Not to say that he's not a menace. Absolutely, he's a menace. But I just didn't get a lot of character from him, you know? All we really got was he's a hungry, chaotic, devilish creature who eats people. And that's it. So yeah, actually, you know what? No, I still like the fights he was in. I still like him a lot. And he doesn't deserve to be down here with the goated Team Rocket and the shitty Shao Tucker. Lelouch v Britannia. Now this is interesting. Because I don't think Lelouch was the villain. I don't. Genuinely, I don't. He made himself out to be the villain at the end of this series, but that was so he could enact his master plan of him dying, which I think there was a movie that came out that confirmed he actually didn't die, and that was staged. But obviously he staged his own demise so that Britannia could live freely and democratically, right? So I think for that alone, don't get me wrong, Lelouch v Britannia is one of my favorite characters in the anime, and I love him. And this was a character tier list, he would be like somewhere up here, right? But this is a villain tier list. And as a villain, he doesn't work because he's not a villain. He's the goddamn hero. So, you know, my 2 cents. Orochimaru. I'm gonna put him at the top of A. So Orochimaru and Führer Bradley have very similar vibes. In that whenever Orochimaru was on screen, pre-Shippuden, I was afraid for our characters. He was menacing. He was evil. He was so vile. And he was so entertaining. And then in Shippuden, there are some scenes where I kind of got those vibes. But then he gets jobbed by Sasuke. The guy he was raising up so that he could steal his body. He gets jobbed by that guy, dude. How stupid you gotta be to let your protege fucking show up and kick your own ass? I don't know. So Shippuden doesn't do him any favors. He does some stuff toward the end that are kind of neutral as opposed to villainous. And towards the end of Shippuden, or rather at the beginning of Boruto, he's actually kind of a good guy. Like the Leaf Village is on like peaceful terms with him. So the whole villain thing kind of does fall off. He's I could not bear to put him in bitch tier villain. I don't think he belongs there because he did kill Turtle Kage and he did crush Konoha and he did steal Sasuke. So he's a great villain though. I love him a lot. We'll throw him in. Blackbeard. This is tough. Because I want to say we haven't seen enough from him, but we have. I mean, we haven't seen. No, we have. No, we. Oh my god. Now that I think about it, it's not tough. It's really not tough. I think we'll put him here. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Part of the reason is because now it goes Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, which I kind of like that. But yeah, no, we'll put Blackbeard in S tier. Blackbeard is a phenomenal fucking villain, bro. He is so good. He is. I cannot even begin to explain to y'all the depth of chaotic villainy Mans has done, right? He is the perfect foil to Luffy, right? Because Luffy wants to be free. Blackbeard also wants to be free. The main difference is Luffy wants freedom to share with everyone. He's like, how can I be the most free in the world? And Blackbeard is more like, how can I amass the most freedom for myself? Right? You see like the different motivations there, like the wording of those kind of exemplifies how different these two characters are. But they both believe the same thing about the Pirate King. And Blackbeard does have a certain amount of respect for Luffy, as we saw in the first arc where they met, right? But they also fucking hate each other, bro. Blackbeard is the direct reason why Luffy's brother died. Blackbeard became a warlord just to throw away the warlord title to become a 4 emperors. Literally, man's ambition is so massive that he used the world government. He's like, yeah, give me the title of warlord, and because I captured Ace. And the only reason he did that was so he could break into Impel Down while Ace's execution was going on, so he could free members of the worst, like of the bottom 4 of Impel Down to join his crew. And he even told them, I'm only gonna take 4 of you with me. So have a free-for-all fucking battle, kill whoever you want. The last 4 left standing, I'm taking. And then he shows up to Ace's execution right after Ace had fucking died, so he could kill off Blackbeard or Whitebeard. Or rather, I think Whitebeard had died of like old age and stress and a heart attack or some shit. And he took Whitebeard's powers, bro. And he's, oh my god, he's a menace. He kidnapped Kobe. He fucking usurped whoever was running things at Rocky Port or Pirate Island, or the Hachinoso, I think is what it's called. We see him try to kidnap Boa. We see him show up at the end of Egghead. And just, oh my god, he's done so much. He's done so much. He's a menace, bro. He's a menace. And I love him. He's awesome. He's great. He's a phenomenal villain. We'll throw him up there. We are back, my sweet and spicy, sexy ass people. I am a little bit trashed right now because it's Thanksgiving and I just finished up Thanksgiving dinner. Hence the, oh, y'all can't even see the stain, so I'm not going to point it out. There's a stain somewhere on my shirt, though. It's a hidden stain. See if you can find it. But yeah, I'm a little bit trashed, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta record. So here I am, I'm back recording. Let's go ahead and finish this shit up, alright? Next up, Griffith is I think this guy's name. I could be totally wrong. I've never seen Berserk, so I don't know shit about this guy. So this is gonna go very politely and don't know who this. I'm gonna put Aaron at the top of don't know who this, because I do know a little bit about Eren Yeager's story. Kid Buu. Now this one is weird, right? Because I assume Majin Buu would be covering all the Boos, but he's not. So I gotta add some finesse into it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Even though he's probably the most like terrifying and menacing of the Boos, we got so little time with him. I'm gonna put him in bitch tier, and that means if we're just judging Fat Buu, and I'm gonna rope Super Buu in with this on their own merit, I'm gonna put them actually at the bottom of a decent villain, because I think Super Buu, if it was just Super Buu, I'd probably put him like towards the top of a decent villain, but because we got Majin Buu with him, Majin Buu kind of had a good guy arc towards the end of the Buu saga, and then he is a good guy, right? So we'll put it in decent villain for now. I think Super Buu is evil enough to carry Majin Buu a lot, but Majin Buu himself can stay here. Kid Buu, man, if we got more out of Kid Buu, there's almost no doubt in my mind Kid Buu would be like somewhere here. But all we really saw from him was like he's just a little chaos gremlin, right? He's a chaos gremlin. He's there for like maybe 5-10 episodes. Like he's not really chilling around for long. Like we really just saw him blow up Earth and then go teleporting around until he found Goku and Vegeta to have another fight. Probably another fight sexual character, but yeah. Next up, we got Father. Man, oh my god. So this depends entirely on how you view Father, right? You could view him as the guy who orchestrated everything in the history of whatever the name of the Full Metal Alchemist country is for like generations, right? Because he is that guy. Or you could view him as the guy who got his ass kicked by a 15-year-old and got his master plan foiled by a very stubborn 15-year-old, probably a pair of 15-year-old twins. So it depends on how you want to view him. He is a Machiavellian genius. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Führer Bradley is way more scary. He's way more villainous. I like Father a lot. I think he's better than Stain. I think he's probably better than Garo and Light and Cell, but he's definitely worse than Frieza. He's cool, I guess. Like, he's fine. He's like the ultimate evil. I don't know, man. I feel like Führer Bradley was way more scary than this guy was, and that kind of, for a Machiavellian plot, I feel like the scarier you are, the more villainous you are, right? Or you seem at the very least, and that's kind of important. So that's where I'm at with that. We'll put him in A. Mewtwo! Man, I love Mewtwo. He really ain't a villain though. He really ain't like that. Like maybe in movie 1 he was kind of a villain, but then he has the heel turn at the end. And then I think in the Genesect movie he's a good guy, right? So as much as I love Mewtwo, he doesn't really do the whole villain thing proper. We're gonna put him right under we'll put him right under Team Rocket, because I fucking love Team Rocket. Still definitely above the crappy Shao Tucker. Next up, this is Melody? He looks like he's from Seven Deadly Sins. I read a lot of Seven Deadly Sins. I want to say this is like Melodious's dad having taken control of his body, but I'm not sure, and it's been so long since I've read it. We'll assume that's who it is, and we'll put it at crappy, because I don't really have anything to say about him because I've just straight up forgotten him, right? He's kind of whatever. Okay. This is one of 2 characters who could maybe be better than Meruem, alright? We're gonna talk a little bit about our boy Sosuke Aizen. I've been dropping the word Machiavellian a lot throughout this tier list, right? And my reason for that is because I think if you're Machiavellian, you're very good at manipulating, right? And I think manipulation is a key factor in like a grand villain's design. You know what I mean? And like that's Aizen to a T. When I say the word Machiavellian, the same way I say peak and I think of Meruem, when I say Machiavellian, I think of Aizen before I think of anyone else. This man had every single Soul Reaper playing to his tune the entire way through, from Rescue Soul Society arc up and until the climax of his final arc where he versus Ichigo, and Ichigo was way stronger than he anticipated. This man had everything, bro. Did he have the drip? Yes. Did he have the menace? Yes. Did he have the brain? Yes. Did he have the bitches? Yes, bro. He did, dude. I mean, first off, the Iran card chick, 03 was under him. Goddamn. Would. A million times over would. And then Hiyori would not, because she's kind of a kid, but she was thirsting for him, bro. So yeah, Aizen's crazy. Oh, man, but do I like him more than Meruem? See, this is where it gets really hard, because I have to start splitting hairs, right? Oh, man, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say just barely no. Meruem is still so peak. We're gonna put Aizen at the second category, or second place of super good villain. Mainly because I think the writing for Meruem is just better. He has a more complete arc, and his arc really shows growth. And the points that his arc makes about humanity is not only like deep and complex, but it's also like it's something that's so true, right? Because like so often in modern times, we'll find like people who have done absolutely inhumane things, right? And it's just, how could a monster like that be inhabiting human skin? It's crazy. It's crazy. So, next up, this guy. I don't know who he is at all. Yo, y'all, let me know down below who these two are. We're gonna put Griffith up here because I think that's Griffith anyway from Berserk. Because this guy looks familiar. He looks like he could be from Kill la Kill, but I'm not sure. And I got zero fucking clue who dual-eyed protagonist motherfucker here is. So let me know down below if y'all know who they are. Next up, my boy, my goat. Let's talk a little bit about our boy Itachi Uchiha. So I take a little bit of umber with the fact that he's here, right? Because as we learned later on, Itachi was in fact not a quote-unquote villain, but he was a quote-unquote hero. I think ultimately he was a neutral character, probably a neutral good character who was pushed to do things he didn't want to do for the sake of his family. But Itachi is, man, when I think of the word pain, this is who I think of, bro. I think of Itachi. Because I can't imagine a more tortured soul, dude. Imagine you're a genius ninja, a prodigy ninja, bro. At the age of 13, you've already hit the rank of Jonin. You're so high up in the Anbu Black Ops, everyone respects you, everyone loves you. And then your village elders come to you and they're like, yo, we heard your clan's about to start a coup. You got two options. One, you murder them all right now, or two, you go to jail and you get fucked, or you get fucked up along with the rest of your clan, right? Like it's the worst world of two options. And what does Itachi do? He says, I don't want to see war again, because I was raised kind of like off the tail end of the Third Great Ninja War. But I also can't kill my brother. So if you swear to me, my brother will be okay. I will kill every other ninja here, right? And then you go and you find Madara, right? Madara Uchiha, who we'll get to in a little bit. I pinky promise. And he's like, yo, you're gonna kill the rest of our clan? Fuck yeah, dude. I fucking hate them. They joined the Leaf Village. Let's fuck them up, bro. And you're like, oh, I really don't like this guy, but I do kind of need his help, because killing my whole clan is just a lot of ninjas, right? And then as you go begin killing your clan, you find your mom and dad, who are just kneeling, not looking at you, waiting. And then they're like, do it, son, because we know why you're here. We know you're given a mission. It's okay. We forgive. Oh my God, I'm about to start crying, bro. Holy shit. Oh, fuck, dude. Man, it's hard, bro. It's hard. His whole life was hard, dude. And then when he finally gets to his brother, he has to instill a deep fear of himself in his brother and tells his brother to hate him so that at least at the very end of the day, his brother can grow up and kill him. Because I don't know, maybe he hates himself and he wants his brother to be okay. Maybe it's a mix of things, man. There's a lot going on with him. And then he dies. But that's not the end of his story, because Kabuto brings him back to life, and then he's like, "Hey, what's up, fools? I'm here!" And then he helps he helps Sasuke kill Kabuto. So I don't know, man. I take a lot of umbrage with the fact that he's labeled a villain, but because I love him so much, we're gonna count him as a villain here, because he did murder a whole clan. He did kill a fuck ton of people. He is a chaotic good villain, maybe, but still a villain, bro. He's maybe the only other person on this list who could maybe match Meruem. But do I like him more than Meruem? Do I like him more than Aizen? Here's what I'll do. Based solely off the fact this is a villain tier list, and Itachi's motivation were not in any way, shape, or form villainous, we'll put him in third place. I'm so sorry, Dofi. You were the first One Piece character who was in top 3. Now you're no longer in top 3. But I think these 3 villains right here are hands down like just the strongest fucking villains on this tier list. There's not a question. I may have to do some reorganizing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. All right. Next up, we got our boy, bro, Kira. No, this isn't Kira. What's his fucking name? Hand guy from. Is his name Kira? Am I tripping? Is it? I think it is. I could just be drunk right now. That's true, but I think it is actually Kira. We're gonna go and call him Kira until somebody corrects me in the bottom. I'm so sorry that I forgot our boy's name from part 4. But this is if you saw my JoJo's tier list, this is the mass murderer I was talking about from part 4. This is the guy who caused the ghost to haunt the town. This motherfucker here is maybe the most villainous guy in the entire series. Cause halfway through the series, the villain or the heroes corner him, and what does he do? He goes to the chick who can change your face, threatens her to change his face, and then kills her anyway, bro. Mans is crazy. Mans is crazy, dog. He has an obsession with hands. He infiltrates a family, the father whose face he took. And I think the son realizes it, but the mom doesn't. And the mom is like super into him now. It's really weird. It's crazy. But yeah, this man's goated, bro. He's goated, dude. He's so good, man. As a villain, he's so strong, bro. Do I like him more than Dio? No. Is he still S tier? I mean, probably. But is he as good as Dio? If we're using Dio as the baseline for S, I don't think he is. I think if the requirement for S is you have to be at least as good as Dio, I don't think he is. I straight up don't. He's amazing, don't get me wrong, he's phenomenal. But look at how big our S and A tiers are, bro. I'm clearly a shonen sim because I have way too many names in both of them. But like that, I'm gonna put him in A. I'm gonna put him in A. Even though he probably deserves S, I'm gonna put him in A. And that's just because I need the A tier to be longer than the S tier villains for the sake of my sanity. Next up, Madara Uchiha. I know exactly where I'm putting this man. I know nope, not there. I know exactly where I'm putting this man. And if y'all want to argue, y'all can argue with me all you want, but y'all would be wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's an S tier villain. There is never a world where Madara is not an S tier villain, bro. Have y'all seen the 4th Great Ninja War? Because what that war really breaks down to is Madara versus a whole fucking army. And Madara wins, bro. He wins. He beats the army. He solos a whole army, dude. He solos the 5 Kages, bro. He starts soloing Naruto and Sasuke. I mean, this man is crazy, dog. He's goated, bro. He's so badass. I've been throwing when I think of blank, I think of blank. For Madara, when I think of badass, the person that comes to mind isn't any of these motherfuckers. It's Madara Uchiha, bro. This man is insane, dude. He's so cool. He's such a badass. And the way he throws hands is like borderline legendary, right? He's crazy. He's goated. Pain. Man. I think before the Talk no Jutsu, I would have put him in S tier. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He was really cool. He was really good. But as I've said in many tier lists, endings matter. Endings really matter, dog. And the thing about Pain that I don't love is that he Deus Ex'd everyone back to life after he got Talk no Jutsu too. So this is gonna be complete bias, no objective reasoning behind it. Mans is a bitch. Mans is a bitch, bro. It took one conversation from Naruto to get him down, bro. That's crazy. Alright. So this is our tier list. I do want to do some reorganizing. I think S and A tier are both very bloated. So what we'll do is I think everyone from Dobby down will move into B tier. Let's reorganize that. That looks good. Oh man. I think I'm gonna put Dio and I'm gonna put Fury Bradley into A. Don't get me wrong. Dio and Bradley are crazy good characters. I love them both so much. Do they deserve A though? I kind of feel like one of them at least deserves S. But no, I'll keep them both in A. Because our A tier is fucking huge as it is. Yeah, so this is our tier list. I'm sure a lot of you will be upset that Dio, as awesome as a villain as he is in A tier. I'm sure a lot of you will be upset that Madara's at the bottom of S tier, even though I think if you've read all 4 of the manga that are up in S tier, y'all will understand that Madara is truly the bottom of this tier. But yeah, this is the tier list. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree down below in the comments. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Or don't, I'm not sure, I can't tell you what to do. But it does of course help me know that you enjoyed the content and helps me know that y'all want to see more of these types of tier lists, right? But I think that's it. I'm pretty drunk, so if the ending of this seemed a little rushed, that's probably why. Later.